Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world to the 2023 VLA Cup Men's Final. What a match we have ready for you. The Las Vegas Team NV against the Hawaii IMI OLA, very much a family affair. These teams know each other so well. They traveled together, they practiced together, they trained together, they are under the same management, and here they are in the 2023 VLA Cup Final. The Las Vegas Team NV, a rebrand of last year's SoCal Ruckus team. Ruckus, the 2021 VLA Cup champions, now against IMI OLA, the 2022 VLA Cup champions. So we've got a dynasty in this management circle, but these two teams, as much as they know and love one another, that will be put aside in between the sidelines on this court tonight. Just about ready to go to introduce the starting lineups. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to introduce the starting lineups. First, on the right side in black, the Las Vegas Team NV, the 2021 VLA Cup champions. A 6'5" setter from Brigham Young University, number 8, Joe Kauliakamoa. A 6'5" opposite from Pepperdine University, number 1, Michael Wexter. A 6'2" outside hitter from UCLA, number 3, J.T. Hatch. A 6'4" outside hitter from Pepperdine University, number 4, Caleb Denmark. A 6'7" middle blocker from Utah Valley University, number 14, Mark Olson. A 6'6" middle blocker from Grand Canyon University, number 23, Rico Wardlow. And a 5'11" libero from the University of Hawaii, number 21, Garrett Como. Team NV is coached by Cullen Irons and Stefan Brule, managed by Christiana Mura. And now on the left side of the court in bright green, the 2022 VLA Cup champions, the Hawaii IMI OLA, back to defend their title. A 6'4" setter from Pepperdine University, number 28, Bryce Dvorak. A 6'6" middle blocker from Cal State Northridge, number 10, Daniel Wetter. A 6'8" middle blocker from UC Irvine, number 4, Matt August. A 6'7" outside hitter from Cal State Northridge, number 14, Kyle Hobis. A 6'7" outside hitter from Long Beach State University, number 22, Serge Nadazdin. A 6'6" opposite from Pepperdine University, number 12, Jacob Steele. And a 5'10" libero from Cal State Northridge, number 6, CJ Suarez. IMI OLA is coached by Mike Rogers and Vernon Podleweski, managed by Christiana Mura. Our officials, Luis Ventura and Felix Madera. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The storylines write themselves. A family affair in this match. Team NV and Hawaii IMI OLA under the same management. And a rematch of last year's VLA Cup semifinal. IMI OLA beat Team NV, known as Ruckus at the time, 3-0, on their way to winning last year's VLA Cup, and here they are back again in Chicago. Las Vegas Team NV in black on the near side serving, IMI OLA in green on the far side receiving. The reigning MVP Kyle Hobis takes his first swing. It's a roll shot to recycle, but not the second time. Stuffed straight down by Mark Olson. Big number 14 in black. for Las Vegas. Mark Olson out of Utah Valley, one of the most unique but also most fearsome middle blockers in the league. And speaking of middle blockers, a new face to Team NV for this event, Rico Wardlow out of Grand Canyon. And he misses that serve short. I'm Rob St. Clair, by the way. Thanks very much for tuning in live on the VLA YouTube channel all over the world. Match number 81 of the weekend. And here Imiola's got a chance at a point in transition. Hobis trying to go crazy sharp cross court. And a little bit too sharp that time. Not quite as good of a start for the reigning MVP of the tournament. Here's Michael Wexter serving, the opposite out of Pepperdine, longtime VLA veteran. And that serve is not particularly close. So this team's been sitting out for a while, had an extended warm-up period, and here they are, trying to find their footing in this championship match. Bryce Dvorak, the lefty out of Pepperdine, has been staying down with the float serve for most of the tournament, but not anymore. This is the finals. Kawiakamoa to Hatch, good block touch. Kawiakamoa basically gives away a free ball and gives a great look for Jacob Steele on the right side to blast that ball through the block and down. Steele, number 12 in green, part of last year's championship winning Imiola team. Imiola's starting lineup last year is identical with the exception of one. That is Matt August, number 4 in green in the middle. Everybody else started on last year's VLA Cup championship winning team, and that is a foot fault against Dvorak, stepping on the service line. We'll send JT Hatch back to the service line. UCLA product can do just a little bit of everything. An excellent secondary outside hitter, world-class ball controller. Rolls that one short, very well handled by Dosden. Quick ball to August in the middle is good enough to score. Maybe a little underset. But August up quick and available, and the pancake play by Wexter not in time. 4-3 lead for Imiola here early. Kyle Hobis, the reigning MVP of this tournament, back to serve. A very good season at Cal State Northridge. Beautiful pass by Caleb Denmark. Olsen in the middle, blasted off the block of August and out of the reach of everybody on the Imiola side. Las Vegas has played the West Division and the Central Division Cups this year. They came up short in both of them, losing in the finals both times. That is not something they want to do for a third time this year. There's a good block by Denmark against his collegiate teammate Steele. The Dosden on the second swing is dug by Denmark cross courts. Wexter has enough room. This is sent back by Hatch. Unbelievable pursuit. But the Dosden mercilessly puts it away. What an effort by Team NV to chase that down. But Hawaii blasted it on the left side with the great Serge Nadasdin, all tournament at this event last year. That is a tone-setting point that has this crowd in Chicago buzzing. That was awesome. What a chase down by Wexter. That was just insane. Matt August back to the line, a very good float server. Loy Ball and I, doing the broadcast earlier, compared his float serve to that of David Lee, and that's high praise. And nice work there. That is Joe Kawiakamoa, number 8 in black, who is such a threatening attacker at the setter position that he can always draw a little bit of block attention. That time he opens up his middle attacker, Rico Wardlow. Six serving 5. Set number 1 of this best 3 out of 5 set championship match. Sets 1 through 4 to 25 points. Last time we were in this building was the Central Division Cup in March. Las Vegas Team NV lost a crazy 5-setter to the Chicago Icemen in the final. We could easily be headed 5 here in this one as well. Wexter on the left side, dug nicely by Hobis. That is not into the ceiling. And the transition swing is dug nicely by Hatch. Wexter accelerates, tips it off the block at Dvorak, but a good looking transition for Wetter. Amazing defense. Free ball chance here for Hawaii. The Dosden blocked and in. What a rally. Nobody really able to take a full committed swing at any of those balls. A couple of those sets not quite high enough. But that's the block defense skill of both of these teams. That dig by Hobus was millimeters away from the ceiling, but did not touch it. Ball missed out of bounds by Denmark. So you look down the rosters of these two teams, and they are just stacked with guys who have had good overseas careers, who represent incredible NCAA programs, and who've got very impressive volleyball resumes, but here they are applying their trade at home. To be able to play this level of volleyball in the United States is just incredible. That's a good play by Hatch in the off blocker to the defensive spot. Wexter challenges the block on a tight set, and he baits the Emiola blockers into a net violation. Nicely done by Wexter, but the setting location there from Kawiakamoa, not all that good. I know that that'll improve. We are one full turn around the dial of rotations back to where we started. Rico Wardlow out of Grand Canyon, who was just playing in the NCAA tournament 2 weeks ago. That ball blasted out of the back row by Steele and got the touch off the block. And after a brief argument, because the touch was detected, the Team MV blockers, yep, you got us. Great call by UP official Felix Madera. Huge, huge shout out to all of our officials at this tournament, by the way. And all season long, 81 matches is absolutely insane and is not possible without the work of great officials like the ones we have working for us. Nice grab by Kawiakamoa on the tight pass. He one-hand flicks it out to JT Hatch. Beautiful front court setter play. Well, actually, he wasn't a front court setter. Otherwise, that play might have developed a little bit differently. Kawiakamoa now to the front court as Wexter goes back to serve. But that is a world-class play by number 8 in black. Here is Wexter. Beautiful pass by Suarez. Hobus cross court dug by the great Garrett Como at libero for Las Vegas. Hatch chopped down the line. Hobus deep cross courts. Over and or through 3 big blockers and finds the deep position 5 corner. Outstanding swing. Number 14 in green. Here is Dvorak, the southpaw, son of an Olympic gold medalist. That is a good block touch by August, but back to Las Vegas. Kawiakamoa takes a swing, and that dig by Dvorak is into the ceiling and immediately out of bounds. International rules in general in the VLA, including ceiling being out of bounds, 6 substitutions. We'll talk about ball handling in a little bit, maybe as a sort of instance comes up, but if you're familiar with the league, you certainly know what I'm talking about. Here's Hatch for Las Vegas. Pretty good stab by Hobus. And buried cross court on the give and go. What a play. Individual effort by Kyle Hobus to fight off that serve and be available to attack on the right side in rotation 1. Hobus did play a decent amount of opposite this year at Cal State Northridge. This is his team's primary offensive weapon. Even on this Hawaii team, even scarier across the board with more weapons than just about any NCAA team I've ever seen. Every one of these guys, all 14 starters, were used to being the guy at their respective universities. Now here they are in the pros. Another pretty good pass by Hobus. August in the middle, slowed down by Wardlow. Tight ball to Steele. Oh, that is not called reaching over against August. That ball is deemed to be above the plane of the net. Another interesting battle. Matt August, number 4 in green, against Rico Wardlow, number 23 in black. Matt August, an assistant coach for the Grand Canyon University men's program, particularly coaches their middle blockers. Guess who is the starting middle blocker for Grand Canyon this year? That's right, Wardlow across the net from August now. Nice set by Kawiakamoa. Really quick to Wardlow on the gap, who goes off the block and out of bounds. It's a great setter battle here. Joe Kawiakamoa had a good overseas career. Bryce Dvorak just played this NCAA season at Pepperdine, son of Dusty Dvorak, gold medalist from 1984. And that is a beautiful delivery there by Dvorak to Hobus. There's the first in-system Bick combination we've seen. The Bick, the back row quick, a staple in high-level men's volleyball with that outside hitter out of the middle back position, comes flying in over the top. Important part of definitely the IMI offense, a little less so for Team NV. Wow, Wardlow again, really aggressive setting from Kaliakamoa, feeding it to the middle from way off the net. Connection is beautiful. That's when, especially Kaliakamoa, somewhat Dvorak as well, it's when they're best, it's when they're at their best and when they set the middle the most is when the ball isn't quite perfectly passed. Another pipe combination to Hobus, flying in from behind the 3-meter line. And that's the interesting development is you can kind of group the offense through the middle of the court together, including front court middle attack and the back court Bick. Usually one does not really exist without establishing the other. Las Vegas going to the front court middle and Hawaii going to the back court middle so far. Hatch accelerates, pounds that ball through the block of Dvorak. Also a truly amazing complement of liberos that we get to watch in this match. We get Garrett Coma, number 21 in white on the near side, and CJ Suarez, number 6 in white on the far side. They are just world class, both of them. Heck of a serve by Wardlow. All the way against the flow to Dvorak, and Steele able to keep his feet behind the 10-foot line and blast that ball off the block and out of bounds. And you might have heard a little groan from the crowd as Dvorak released that ball. Didn't come out the cleanest, but in the VLA, it does not matter. We will not call double contact ball handling errors an overhead setting as long as it was one motion and as long as the ball stays on that team's same side. We want the ball to end the rally, not the whistle. Nice set by Kaliakamoa again. Drew the block of Matt August, who jumped on Mark Olson, and Hatch had an easy one-on-one to rip into the cross court. JT Hatch has played a little bit of everywhere all around the world. Germany, Israel. I know he's headed back to Germany this next season. Here is Wexter, who also played a couple years in Germany, and that jump serve is absolutely unstoppable. He is hitting that ball downwards. Tosses it easily 5 feet into the court, goes up to 11.5 feet, hits it downwards. It's just impossible to receive that ball when Wexter hits it that high. Team NV takes the lead. Tight pass by Nadazhdin, free ball chance. Hatch on the windmill, oh my goodness, what an adjustment. Wow, he overran that ball. Like Kaliakamoa on the fake swing, didn't locate it the best. It was too far off the net, but Hatch, incredible piece of improvisation. Here's Wexter again. Good run here for Vegas until now, but a very productive trip to the line for number 1 in black. Here is Dvorak. Hasn't brought out the jump spin serve that much this weekend, trying to conserve some of that energy to get to the final. And that's one of the things that we talk about in the VLA Cup Series tournaments all the time. There is a learning curve for how you manage your team, how you manage your roster, how you make lineup choices, how you strategize throughout a long tournament like this. And Christy Yanamura's teams, both of these two teams here under the same management, they have mastered the VLA Cup tournament learning curve. Nice find from Dvorak to August in the middle. Hawaii trails by 1, 16 serving 17. See if Kyle Hobus can do some damage. A change up to the float serve. Wexter blasted out of the back row off the chest of Suarez into the floor. Amazing, amazing back row attack ability from both of these opposites. They're gonna see them both hit a lot of back row balls and be expected to score in and out of system. job of the elite level opposite, as we like to say, take out the trash. Take bad opportunities and turn them into points somehow. And that a service error from the service specialist, Randy DeWeese, number 19 in black off the bench out of UC Santa Barbara, and buries that one into the net. Tough job to be a serving sub. DeWeese has been one of Team NV's primary point scorers throughout this weekend. Started at opposite in the semifinal win over the Phoenix Ascension. That's kind of what I'm talking about. In a tournament like this, play 5 matches, you gotta have a lot of depth, you gotta have great options off the bench. What a blast by Denmark down the line. Just a brilliant swing. And while I mentioned we've got a lot of really good NCAA programs represented in these 2 starting lineups, but there is a certain Pepperdine Wave flavor from both teams. Wetter, a real Skywalker in the middle, tips that one off the block, gets it back so that Jacob Steele on the right side can have a swing. Very nice play by Steele, who played this entire past NCAA season at Pepperdine on the outside, now at opposite here. Kind of the opposite of Kyle Hobus, who played opposite for Northridge, an outside hitter here. Good pressure, forces the overpass. Great look at a free ball. The Dosden tight set, dug by Como. Wexter tipped down the line. Steele is there, and Dosden again, deep cross court, and the diving Como can't come up with it. We are tied at 19. All from the service pressure of Jacob Steele, forcing the overpass from Caleb Denmark, his fellow Pepperdine Wave. Denmark, crush cross court on the right side. Outstanding set from Kaliakamoa to generate the one-on-one. And one-on-one at this level, 1 attacker versus 1 blocker. Advantage attacker every time. (20 serving 19). This is going to be a battle. IMI OLA fought through a similar battle in the semifinals against Team Novice, another one of Christiana Murrah's teams. That was a deep 5-setter. And a skyhook throwdown from Wardlow in the middle that time. Gets a break point for Las Vegas off the service pressure of Denmark, 21-19. And just as I was expecting, they have a timeout Hawaii. Coach Mike Rogers, knowing well how to sense the momentum, call timeout, try and stop the bleeding. 21-19, getting good here in the first set. Out of the timeout here, Denmark waiting patiently to unleash another serve. Pressure on Hawaii right now to side out this ball and stay within reach. Every break point at this stage, every point on serve is gigantic. And a good timeout on the Hawaii side. We call that the coach's point. The coach calls timeout, immediately generates a service error. And mission accomplished for Hawaii. They're back within 1. Nadazden back to serve, and it looks like he's going to stay down with a float serve. No, never mind. Jump spin working on Hatch. Handled beautifully. Wardlow in the middle, thrown through the block and down. Rico Wardlow, number 23 in black. Pulling out a lot of power tip. You could maybe use the word throw to describe what he's doing in his attacking game. But if it's not called a carry, it's not a throw. Wetter blocked by Olsen. Hobis on the windmill is blocked by Olsen and Wexter. The Las Vegas block comes alive late in the first set. Two really good moves by Mark Olsen. I think Wexter will get credit for that one in the stat sheet, but number 14 in black out of Utah Valley deserves all the credit in the world as well. 23-20. Las Vegas can taste the first set. Reupload barely fails to clear the tape. And a substitution on the Hawaii side, number 9 in green, Connor Doherty. Chicago area kid. Played collegiately at Grand Canyon. A good float server, so he's in for Wetter to serve and play some defense. Hawaii needs a break point right here, right now. Working on Como's hands. Wexter against two blockers, pounded over the top and down. That brings up set point. And I like that float service choice by Mike Rogers in Hawaii. I do think that if there's one weakness that you might be able to exploit for Las Vegas, it's float serve reception. They don't handle float serves overwhelmingly well. See if that's figured out on the Hawaii side. Didn't matter that time though, as Wexter blasted that ball to bring up this set point opportunity right here. 24-21. Make it 22. Set point Las Vegas in reception. 22 serving 24. 2 points needed for Hawaii on the serve of Bryce Dvorak to force some overtime. Pretty good pass by Hatch. Hatch for the set, rolled over the top, and pancake play can't be made by Hobis, and that will do it. The give and go, Hatch to Kaliakamoa, back to Hatch, and the off speed seals the deal for Las Vegas as they take set number 1, 25-22. So teams will change sides, see what sort of adjustments are made. I'm sure there'll be some pleasantries exchanged during the side change between the two benches, but a lot more volleyball left to play. This is so far from over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rob St. Clair here live courtside at the 2023 VLA Cup. This is electric. 81 matches. This is match number 81 of the weekend. That number doesn't even make sense to cram into 3 days, but we've done it. We've kicked off the VLA women's division. We've handed out some hardware there, and we're about to hand out some hardware here. These two teams very familiar with the VLA Cup Series tournaments, very familiar with hardware in these events, but IMI has not had a particularly good season, didn't show up very well in either San Diego or Chicago, and Las Vegas finished second in both of those tournaments, lost in the final both times. Not something they want to do a third time this year. These are star-studded rosters, guys that have been there before, guys that have played around the world of volleyball and putting on a show right now in Chicago for a pretty darn good crowd, I must say. So a lot more ball to go. This is going to be great. You're in the right place. Thanks for watching on the VLA YouTube channel. We'll get right to set number 2 in just a moment. Set number 2 just about ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. No lineup changes for either team, predictably, in my opinion. We got Hawaii in green on the near side with Daniel Wetter getting ready to serve. Wetter was an absolute highlight factory at last year's VLA Cup and had this professional season over in Switzerland this year where he did a lot of the same. Set 2 underway with Olsen in the middle, and that ball not set high enough and hit out of bounds. Hawaii on the board first with a break point on the unforced error. Here is Wetter again. I like this hybrid serve a lot that he's got going on here. Another underset ball to the middle, but this time couldn't be picked up defensively by Imiola. That's a missed opportunity for sure, and you see Olsen right away go into Kaliakamoa saying, set me the ball higher. Once might be a fluke, but twice in a row is a pattern and a rare sequence of mistakes for Kaliakamoa, but Las Vegas gets out of it anyway. Here's Hatch. Really good service pressure. Hovis can take a swing here against two blockers, but he's underneath that ball a little bit, missed it out of bounds, no touch. All started with the service pressure. JT Hatch can really manipulate the ball well. Deep, short, hard, soft. And you don't really know what he's going to do until the split second he makes contact. That ball was rocketed. Similar there, handled pretty well by Hovis. Steal, what a dig by Suarez. Another dig by Suarez. And August missed it out of bounds. I did not see a touch. Sorry, that's not CJ Suarez. That is Garrett Como on the far side. Unbelievable defense by Como as usual. Brilliant, two brilliant touches. No challenge system available if August is looking for a block touch. We're not going to review it for him. Huge momentum building point for Las Vegas early in this second set. Here's Hatch again. Cuts that one short that time. That's what I mean about manipulating the ball. Out of system swing for steal, but he puts it away anyway. What a clutch bailout swing by number 12 in green. Opposites taking out the trash. Way out of system, coming from a weird place from a non-setter against three blockers, and he still terminates. I almost said he still terminates. Here's Dvorak. Ball missed out of bounds long. And one of the more interesting servers in the league is Mark Olsen back right now. He's got a lot of options, including this really weird hooking hybrid serve. Depends on how aggressive he wants to be because he can be pretty error prone. See what sort of instruction he's getting from the sideline. Right on cue, he rips an ace serve. Oh no, I cannot believe that ball was called out of bounds. Sure enough, the Imiola sideline agrees. And not that much argument from Las Vegas. I thought that might have been an ace. Instead, it's Hovis' turn. That is also very close and called out of bounds just wide. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute here. One of the Vegas receivers, I believe Hatch, signaled that he thought that ball was in, but all the officials called it out of bounds. And so the right thing to do is stick with the officials' call of out of bounds. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we talk it over. Man, those last two serves could not have been closer to being in bounds. It was millimeters. If we happen to have Hawkeye on hand, I'd be curious to see how close those impressions of the ball got to the sidelines. But in the record books, they're both service errors, and now Kaliakamoa will serve. Not a great pass from Nadazhdin. Steele, deep cross court. Beautifully put away again, and Jacob Steele carrying the Hawaii offense right now. Here is Matt August. I really like the matchup of his float serve against Vegas's reception unit. Let's see who he goes after. Probably Denmark in position one. Yep, right on cue. Really aggressive set to Wardlow in the middle, but a great transition chance. Steal off the set from August, run down beautifully by Hatch in position 6. Another aggressive set to the middle, but this time Wetter and Steele are there to slam the door on Wardlow's power tip attempt. Wow, aggressive setting from Kaliakamoa. I don't know why he was ready for it. That's the even more amazing part. We're tied up at 5. Working on Denmark's hands again. He gets the ball on the right side on the give and go. Kept alive nicely. Nadazhdin, high hands. Como is there. Denmark tries to swipe it off the block of Nadazhdin, but he's rejected, and Hawaii takes the lead. Two nice plays by Matt August stepping in to set the ball in transition. And there was a bit of a traffic jam on the Las Vegas side earlier. As Denmark was trying to get an approach to take a swing at that last ball, there was a lot of traffic in his way, kind of influenced why he had to try and tip the ball off the block. August on a nice little run here. Ball drifts out of bounds long. Here is Denmark. Maybe eventually Denmark will get a chance to serve. Beautiful pass by Hobus. Wetter destroyed in the middle. Oh my goodness, what a run. That is special. That back one connection on display last year at the VLA Cup, where Wetter had, probably still stands to this day, the greatest swing in VLA history. On a very similar play to that one right there, and he's not done having an influence on the offensive end in this match. Here's Steele, and the net gets in the way of that one. Wardlow back to serve. Got a pretty good jump spinner, especially for a middle blocker. Wow, great pressure, handled incredibly well by Suarez, and ripped out of the back row by Hobus. What a pass by CJ Suarez. Just fantastic movement. Get underneath that ball, right on Dvorak's head. You gotta give liberos love. And both of these two certainly deserve it. Here is Nadazhdin. Long-time VLA veteran out of Long Beach State. Wexter through the block of Wetter and Hobus and to the floor on the Hawaii side. Earlier today, Las Vegas beat the Phoenix Ascension convincingly 3-0 in the semifinal, while IMI had to work significantly harder to win a 5-setter against Team Novice. It's been several hours since then. We'll see if fatigue is a factor at all. And that ball is down off the off-speed choice by Hobus. I like that shot. And we'll take all the time we need to clean up the floor on either side. Hatch tipped off the block. That touched the antenna at some points. That should absolutely be off of Imiola and out of bounds for Las Vegas point, and it is. Yeah, well done by Hatch. Another set a little too low, maybe a little too fast, and Hatch is no stranger to adapting to balls all over the place, but Kaliakamoa's location, not its usual self right about now. Tied up at 9 apiece here. And Hatch unleashes an ace serve off Suarez to take a 1-point lead. And if you're ripping aces off CJ Suarez's platform, you're doing something special from the service line. Not only was that ball hit hard, it was located so well. Perfectly in the seam between Suarez and Nadazhdin. Hatch again. Working on Hobus that time. He fights it off and he'll take a high ball swing. Really good defensive positioning by Hatch. Denmark takes a swing of his own and he tools the block out of bounds. Nice high shot choice and even better fortunate deflection for Las Vegas, and they are getting a lot of mileage out of JT Hatch's service work right now. (11 serving 9). See if Hatch goes back at Hobus again. One towards Suarez, but out of bounds. But a good trip to the line for sure. You will take 3 service attempts, 1 ace, 1 error. That is a job well done, most certainly. Here's Dvorak. Patch on the big combination, somehow kept alive, and a Vegas free ball now. Denmark swiped off the block and out of bounds. Smart shot, and the Vegas side asking about 4 contacts potentially on Hawaii there. I'm not really sure where that ball bounced around as they were trying to get it back over the net, but Las Vegas does take the point. That's the first in-system BIC set choice that we've seen to hatch. I've seen a couple from Hawaii. I like that wrinkle, and I would like to see it more from both teams. Olsen off the tape, Suarez is there. August on the underset ball to the gap, off the tape and out of bounds. Underset balls. A bit of a theme here from both setters. Olsen again on the hybrid. 13-10 Vegas. And that one not particularly close. Here is Hobus. He's been pretty quiet, especially for a reigning MVP of an event like this. Beautiful pass by Hatch. Wexter blocked by August, but couldn't quite be kept alive by Steele. Good effort, but Wexter flying out of the back row, who registers another kill. And here goes Kaliakamoa. He's been pretty conservative as far as serving goes. The MVP of the 2021 VLA Cup. That ball is off the tape, off the blockers, and in on the Vegas sideline. Kill goes to Matt August. Still doesn't feel like he's able to reach high enough and go get that ball as high as he would like. Here's August. Wexter on the left side, cross court and right on the sideline. That is a very good swing by number 1 in black to get Las Vegas out of rotation 1. Talk about that rotation a lot. Volleyball and I talked about it on the broadcast earlier on the VLA All Day stream, where the opposite and the outside hitter switch wings for 1 reception rotation only. We call that rotation 1, and sometimes it's tricky. And Loy's advice, and I agree, was to set the ball in the middle of the court in that case, front court or back court. Oh, Wetter, what a dig by Como. Denmark is able to get there. That ball not into the ceiling, but Kaliakamoa couldn't send it over the net. Tried to take a swing, and the crowd giving Joe a little hard time about that one. It was a heck of a dig by Como, and another ball that came millimeters away from the ceiling without touching it. Here's Steele. Hawaii trails by 2. Good pressure. Overpass forced and tapped down by the fist of Daniel Wetter. All credit to Jacob Steele, having an MVP caliber match so far. Now Emil is down 1-0, but Steele has been largely unstoppable. Passed into the ceiling and out of bounds for an ace serve, Kyle Hobus. Excuse me, that's Steele. Steele continuing to do some serious work at the service line, and as he ties Hawaii up with Las Vegas at 15, Team NV calls timeout. Anybody's game, just like we expected in the second set. This is everything you could ask for and more from the VLA Cup final. This tournament breaks its own record every year for the biggest and best professional level volleyball event in American history. This year it's grown even more. 4 courts, 28 men's teams, and 8 women's teams for the first time in VLA history. I want to congratulate the Midwest Magic out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin on winning the Women's VLA Cup title. An amazing 4-set match, 3-1. The Magic beat the Northeast Force out of Connecticut. brilliant match. I recommend going and checking that one out after this one is over. And Steele will continue this service run out of the timeout. Really good pressure again, forces the overpass from Hatch. Dvorak takes a swing, missed it out of bounds. Hatch is admitting to a touch. I see Hatch, really good sportsmanship, admitting to that touch. Dvorak, I knew it was only a matter of time. He's got a good left arm. It was only a matter of time until he took a swing on the second ball. And needed a lucky block touch to get a kill on that one. It was missed pretty well wide. So Steele's run continues, and IMI OLA takes the lead, 16-15. Como fights it off, but more pressure, tough chance here for Hatch, but such a smart shot. Good cagey shot. Thumb up, sort of flat off the edge of the block, and Steele couldn't make the play defensively. That is so good from JT Hatch. Here is Wardlow, the middle blocker out of Grand Canyon. Pretty good pressure there. Bick to Hobus is blocked and covered. Suarez will step in to set Nadazhdin. Chops it down the line. Kaliakamoa is there. Look at that good footwork by Wexter getting his feet to that ball. Now a better chance. Hatch blasted through the block and down. Look at that speed. That is a lightning fast outside ball from Kaliakamoa to Hatch. No way could the Hawaii block get there in time. And an even better play earlier by Wexter to get his feet to that ball somehow and hit it high enough to get it recycled. Just such high-level stuff going on here. 17-16, Vegas retakes the lead. Perfect pass by Suarez. Steele crushed out of the back row. To the floor off one of the backcourt defenders, but Steele is having himself a career match right now. Must be nice for him going back to playing opposite after having to worry about reception this entire year as an outside hitter at Pepperdine. Now he's like, oh, cool, I don't have to pass anymore, I can just bang balls. Great. He looks very good doing it. Here's Nadazhdin at the service line. Tied up at 17 in the second set. Wow, look at that run. It was only a matter of time until we saw this. The connection between Kaliakamoa and Olsen is normally something so unique and so special. Olsen runs these weird approach paths with weird footwork and hits these weird shots. That one, sort of an appetizer for a couple that I'm sure are to come later. That was a heck of a crossbody rip. Good pass there off the short serve by Wexter. Hobus dug by Como. Wetter adjusts in the middle. Como is there again. Wexter will take a swing and off speed out of the back row finds the floor. What a set by Hatch. And again, Garrett Como, number 21 in white, has his fingerprints on a play. Two great defensive moves. 19-17 Vegas, already up 1-0. Perfect pass by Hobus there. Wetter is roofed by Olsen. What a move. Mark Olsen all over that one. Dropping the left hand to take away the wrist away shot. And the run that NV is on right now is gonna force a timeout from Hawaii. 20-17. Is Las Vegas separating? Is this gonna be enough of a cushion to take set number 2? Only one way to find out. Michael Wexter getting ready to put in another serve out of the timeout. IMI OLA must side out this ball. Otherwise, it very well may be 2-0. Good pass by Hobus. steal ripped out of the back row through the block of Olsen and down on the Vegas side. So effective timeout for Hawaii to get the side out they were looking for. Now it's Wetter's turn. Good pressure. Hatch, what a shot. Ball, no lift called against August. Dvorak swinging for the fences, trying to get the block touch on its way out of bounds. No touch called. I like that no call on the sort of scoop there by August off the off speed. Let him play. You can get that ball up somehow, unless it's truly gruesomely caught and thrown. I like the no whistle, and that's generally the way we do things around here in the VLA. We want to minimize the whistles as much as we can. Take subjectivity out of the game. Take premature endings of rallies out of the game as much as we can. Let the ball do the talking. That's what these two teams do. Nice pass by August on the short serve. A dig by Como somehow kept alive. It'll be a free ball for Hawaii. But, oh, a double contact call. That's fair game. On the third contact, when sending it over, that absolutely our official Felix Madera is in his rights to use his judgment to call a double contact. Like I said earlier, we're not going to call it as long as it's one motion and the ball stays on your side. But if you're sending it over, then the official can use their judgment on ball handling mistakes. Oh, what a dig by Dvorak. This is, oh, a net touch by Olsen. Got too greedy, tried to reach over with one hand and block that ball. And he got baited into the net touch. 1 point game, 20 serving 21. Hawaii has made a very nice comeback after that timeout that they called. Dvorak staying down with the float serve this time. Setter dump from Kaliakamoa is perfect. Nicely disguised. We've seen him take a couple swings at balls. That was the first true classic left-handed setter dump. And now Randy DeWeese once again. The backup opposite from UC Santa Barbara off the bench to serve for Olsen. 2-point Vegas lead. That serve is missed out of bounds long. DeWeese is 0 for 2. Hobus down by 1 would be a great time for some service pressure right about here. Good one working on Hatch. Wexter out of the back row is slowed down. Good stab by Hobus. Oh, and the Dawson was getting ready to swing. Wasn't prepared to chase that ball down, keep it alive. That was a potentially makeable play, but even just with a side out for Vegas, Hawaii is going to use their second and final timeout here. Down by 2, needing to organize their side out offense a little bit and then talk strategy on who to target to sort of produce a break point for the tie potentially. Las Vegas is 2 points away from a 2-0 lead. Kaliakamoa serving out of the timeout, must side out here for Hawaii. Good pass. Maybe a tiny bit tight. Dvorak gets it to steal, but he's kept alive. Big swing from Wexter! Straight over the top of the high seam and buried in the center of the court on the Hawaii side. What a high-flying bomb from Michael Wexter to produce set point. That is a back-breaking break point from Las Vegas. Now Kaliakamoa serving for the set. Steal to stay alive. Kaliakamoa can't handle it defensively. 1 set point saved. Set point number 2, 22-24. Matt August's float serve is the only thing stopping Las Vegas from grabbing a 2-0 lead. Rotation 1 received. Denmark, Kaliakamoa. Denmark blasted cross court off Dvorak and down. And Las Vegas, to the tune of a 25-22 victory in the second, takes a 2-0 lead. Set number 3 ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, and as expected, no lineup changes for either team, but what matchups, what little advantages can the coaches use here and there to gain a tiny bit of an edge? That's the great stuff about volleyball at this high of a level, and especially with two teams who know each other so well. Again, under the same management, Christiana Mura is sitting up in the balcony in this gym right now watching both of her teams. It's almost like they're both of her children. One of them's going to win, one of them's going to lose. I do not envy her position, although she's guaranteed to take home the VLA Cup trophy. I don't know what it might be like to watch your two teams play each other in this sort of setting. Not a particularly good serve there from Wexter. 2-1 Hawaii. See if Bryce Dvorak can do a little damage. That was a big part of Imiola's VLA Cup winning run last year. Was a lot of their servers, but Dvorak in particular doing a lot of damage with the left-handed spinner. That one handled nicely by Hatch. Wexter can't be Doug Dosden. It's kind of what I was saying just now in the mid-set break is there have been a couple diggable balls, makeable defensive plays for players at this level that haven't been made on the Hawaii side. Las Vegas has made those plays, and not only have they kept the ball alive, they've turned them into points a lot of the time. Could that be the difference? Nice feed from Dvorak to August in the middle. Like I was saying in the first set, sometimes setters at this level are at their best setting the middle when the pass isn't perfect. They have to be a little bit craftier in how they get the ball up there. It sometimes even generates some more angles than is less expected. Really good pass there by Como. Dvorak underneath that ball. There's a defensive play for Hawaii. Can they pay it off? The Dazden, yes they can. Diving Denmark with a good effort. Couldn't bring it back. That is a really good high swing by Sergeant Dazden off the hands of the block. And a break point for Hawaii to take a 4-2 lead. That ball missed comfortably out of bounds by Hobus. Olsen back to the line. Good pass by Suarez. Olsen out of the back row, stabbed by Hatch. That ball is not in the ceiling. That is still alive. Somehow found an opening in the ceiling, didn't touch a thing. And now Wexter makes a defensive play. This would be an all-time point if NV can take this. Steal, dug by Wexter. That ball is out of bounds. That was ridiculous. You can't really see it on camera, but that ball went straight up off of JT Hatch into this, like inside of the ceiling where this cutout is, where a basketball hoop is collapsed. So that went even higher than the level of the ceiling, but didn't touch a thing. That was incredible. But Hawaii took the point in the end. It's 5-3. Mad Hawk is back to serve with the floater. Combination play to Hatch. Good reaction by the block. Nadazden for the break is dug by Denmark. Wexter stabbed at by Hobus. Nadazden, power tip, gets the overpass, and Wetter is there. There is the defense for Hawaii right on cue. What a stab by Kyle Hobus underneath that ball. Also by Wetter after a block touch to scoop it back alive. These are the balls that if Hawaii can keep alive, they have the athletes to terminate in transition. August again. Good touch by Steele. But Kaliakamoa takes his opportunity and slaps that ball to the position one corner. Wetter in the middle, dug nicely by Como. That set needs to be higher. Can NV make him pay? No, not yet. Steele, that ball is not touched by the block. 4 contacts is the call. And I agree, that ball was right in the tape. I challenge Bryce Dvorak right now to, I dare you to try and set the ball to Daniel Wetter too high. I'm convinced that it's not possible. Oh my goodness, what a block by Denmark. Huge move by number 4 in black to the line. Jacob Steele is the victim, and he has not been slowed down very often in this match. That was massive. We're tied up at 6. That should be a back row attack violation, and it is called right away. Hobus stepped on the attack line. Vegas takes the lead. Unforced error there, Kaliakamoa again. Tight pass, Wetter. High over the top, that's what I mean. Set that man the ball at the top of the antenna, if not higher, and let him go after it. Heard from a volleyball friend of mine in Finland that he was extremely impressed by 2 players in the Finnish league this year. One was Greg Petty, who was the MVP of the league. He had a good tournament this weekend for Team LVC. The other was Daniel Wetter, and his rookie season professionally was really impressive. Transition chance, but pass too tight by Suarez. A very uncharacteristic ball control mistake. Nothing Dvorak could really do there, and Wexter wins the joust. Eight serving 7. No luck there from Denmark. One thing I'm interested in looking at, the benches, the body language of the two benches. Look at I'm seeing the Team NV bench. They are practically standing on the court. They're so animated, so into it, so close to the game. Not quite the same thing for Imiola. Good play there from Wexter, power tipping that ball down the line. And as Wardlow goes back to serve. What's going on in Bryce Dvorak's head right now? What is he thinking about this Imiola offense? He's thinking about giving it to Wetter again. He gets his own rebound off the block touch, but a pretty good looking transition for Wexter against 3 blockers, but Suarez is there. Steal ripped off the hands and right on the sideline. That ball is blocked by Hatch. Took a bit of a weird deflection, but it lands softly on the Hawaii sideline for a 2-point Vegas lead. Good defense. Olsen was there to slow down the attack of Wetter and kickstart that transition play. These are the 2 winners of the last 2 VLA Cup finals. Which one is going to add a second trophy to the case? Wetter tipped into the block, covered by Nadazhdin. Hobis deep. Denmark is there. Ooh, a free ball here though. Steal to Dvorak, to Wetter again off speed. And I, as well as everyone else in this gym, was expecting a thunderous bomb, which is why the off-speed tip worked just so well. Ten serving 9. Not a great hand pass by Denmark. Hittable ball though for Wexter. High into the hands and covered. Como to Hatch, dug by Nadazhdin. Wetter is there. Wow, Hatch unbelievably enough underneath that throwdown of August. Now a great swing chance. Wetter to Hobis, is stuffed straight down. Olsen and Wexter. A couple decent transition looks there for Imiola. They couldn't put them away. Interesting. Serving 9. Wexter has had a great match, including from the service line. Hobis out of the, Nadazhdin out of the back row. That one was not even close. That never had a chance to clear the net. Last 2 pipe balls for Imiola have been unforced errors. And that was how they destroyed people at last year's VLA Cup. Is this the time that Dvorak puts his fingerprints on this match from the service line? Well, if it is, it's going to be a float serve. Interesting. Not a good connection to Olsen there. Gotta have this if you're Imiola in transition, and they do. Matt August. Good choice from Dvorak. In my opinion, and that's not just as a former middle blocker myself, I would argue that it's not possible to set the middle too much. Dvorak again with a float serve. Nice feed. That ball by Olsen off the block, and a diving Dvorak not going to get there in time. Hatch trying to go towards Hobus, missed it out of bounds. Taking a little bit of the pressure off the Imiola's side-out offense that has made a couple unforced errors here lately. But now it is Hobus with the green light. As green as the Imiola jerseys. Oh, look at that cut serve. Amazing read by Como to get there. Easy roll shot defended by Denmark. Here's Steele in transition. High, looking for the fingertips. I thought he got him. But no touch called, and we saw Hatch admit to a block touch earlier, kind of to set the precedent of sportsmanship. So nobody admitting to a touch. I believe there was no touch. And now a service specialist. This is number 20 in black, David Keichel. Backup outside hitter out of Grand Canyon to serve and play some defense for Vegas. August in the middle. Again, that ball not set high enough. Leads to a transition chance. Deep cross court goes Denmark, and he goes out of bounds without a touch. Decent breakpoint opportunity there for Vegas, not taken advantage of, so Keichel goes back to the bench. And August goes back to serve, trailing by 1. And Bryce Dvorak just walked over behind the Imiola bench. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe a little, yeah, okay, a little bit of blood on his elbow from where he dove a few points ago, so we definitely want to get that taken care of. It's none other than Tim Faulkner over at the scorer's table as part of his many, many duties this weekend. Now he gets to be an athletic trainer and tape up Dvorak a little bit. Tremendous shout out to Tim Faulkner, by the way, one of the VLA board members, the captain of the Chicago Icemen, for all of his hosting efforts at this VLA Cup. This was a big undertaking. And I, as a fellow Chicago resident, am very proud of the way our city has shown up for this event this weekend. Looks like Dvorak's good to go. You see that tape on his right elbow. Well, maybe not quite. Oh, he's got the little, got the classic little hip bruise as well that so many of us who've played volleyball know from diving all over the place. So while he gets that fixed, there's a couple people to thank here. I want to thank first and foremost all of you for watching. I want to thank all the teams for coming in this weekend. I want to thank the entire VLA board for putting on this event. I want to thank Michael and Kyung Wooten for their production efforts. Go find Team Woot on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. They've done incredible work. This broadcast would not be possible without them. I want to thank our sponsors, Novice Clothing Company, Mikasa Volleyballs, Stat Together, Todd J Photography, as well as so many others doing great media. I know that Out of System is in the house. That's how you know this event is a big deal. So we're ready to go. A backup setter, David Grandy, in for Dvorak while he sorts out his bleeding. And Grandy that time doesn't have to do anything as Steele and Wetter combine for a beautiful block. We're tied up at 14. So that sort of an odd lull in the action. Grandy, number 1 in green, the setter out of Erskine in the Conference Carolinas. Grandy, an outstanding set of hands, but not even close to the all-around athlete that Dvorak is. Beautiful dig, Matt August, the middle. And Nadazdin off the block, somehow dug by Hatch. Wardlow in the middle throws it down. That might have been Grandy's ball, but couldn't be kept alive. Man, that was a brilliant dig by Matt August, but Imiola couldn't quite put it away in transition. It is 15-14. It's correct on your screen, but hasn't updated here yet in the house, and there it is. You can tell David Grandy anywhere from playing in some black sweatpants. Sometimes he wears them underneath his shorts. But something tells me Grandy wasn't really expecting to play in this match. See how quickly Dvorak can get back. Good dig by Como, good looking transition. Wardlow was not ready for that ball. Imiola's gotta have this. Steal deep cross court, good stab by Kaliakamoa. Tip by Denmark. Nadazhdin is stuffed straight down, or is he? Nadazhdin thinks that ball was out of bounds, but it is called right on the sideline. Rico Wardlow getting involved in the blocking game for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. That is a huge break point for Team NV. A play that I thought Hawaii had to have. Still with their backup setter in the game. Steal off the block of Denmark and out of bounds. Told you David Grandy's got some great hands. He can set the offense, that is for sure. But now that he enters the front court, we'll see how much of a factor that is. And CJ Suarez is looking to his sideline. Bryce Dvorak has changed jerseys, and here we go. He's coming back in. Bryce Dvorak now has changed to number 11. Got a clean, bloodless jersey. So Bryce Dvorak on a jersey change is back in the match as a front court setter. And the crowd loves David Grandy's effort. Steele putting on some service pressure. Tight set to Wexter. Nice play to Wetter. That was gorgeous. Nice adjustment by the Imiola blockers to even get a chance to bring that ball back off of Wexter's tip attempt. But Dvorak, the front court setter, I told you he was a dangerous left-handed attacker, pulled some blocking attention and put it on a platter for Daniel Wetter. Tied up at 16. Ball not into the ceiling. Denmark on the right side, another underset ball, but he gets away with it underneath the block of Nadazhdin and down. I like that set against the flow from Kaliakamoa, but really did not get back there all the way. There's Dvorak accepting my challenge, daring me to set Daniel Wetter the ball too high. Steele now out of the back row, pounds it down the line. Hatch is not happy about it. Not sure why exactly. That was a very good transition play by Imiola to tie us up at 17. Beautiful pass by Hatch. Hatch hangs and hammers that ball high, flat off the block of Dvorak and out of bounds. No question that that ball was touched. JT Hatch, I'm sure, was thrilled to see over last weekend his UCLA Bruins win their first national championship in over a decade. Congratulations to Coach John Spurall and the Bruins. It was an amazing, amazing NCAA final last Saturday night. 3-1 over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. There's Wetter into the block, and it can't be covered. Olsen and Hatch were all over that. And Randy DeWeese, in off the bench as a service sub, got that ball in play, and it turned into a Las Vegas point and a 2-point lead. We love, by the way, now that for the third year in a row, we have held the VLA Cup the weekend after the NCAA men's tournament. It really keeps the momentum of the high-level men's game alive in the States. And we couldn't do that without you all watching. 2-point Vegas lead. Here's DeWeese again. Now he's got one in play. What's he gonna do? Really goes after it, and it's an ace serve off the chest of Suarez. My goodness, what a blast. That ball was torched, and no question that Imiola needs a timeout now. 20-17. Could Las Vegas be closing in on a sweep to win the VLA Cup? How sweet it would be for them after coming up second in 2 of their previous tournaments this year. Team NV lost a 4-set final. Now, I believe it was actually a 3-set final, a close 3-0, but a 3-0 nonetheless to the SoCal Rising Tide in San Diego in early February. Team NV then lost an incredible 5-setter on this very court to the Chicago Icemen in early March. Deweese out of the timeout can potentially put the nail in the Imiola coffin with more service pressure here, but a good timeout. Gets Hawaii that point on the service error out of bounds.
So now 2 substitutions. Deweese back to the bench for Las Vegas. Connor Doherty in off the bench, number 9 in green for Imiola as a service sub. Gotta have break points here for Hawaii. Quick ball outside to Hatch. Las Vegas's lead is 3. JT Hatch has just been a huge addition for Vegas. Really the only key player different from most of Las Vegas's season. And boy, has he made a difference. Here's Wexter, who might be working on an MVP caliber performance. Good touch there by Olsen, but not quite good enough to slow down August. Denmark couldn't quite reach that ball, so successful side out there for Hawaii. They need to be perfect in that area from here on out. Vegas is 4 side outs away. Bryce Dvorak from the service line. Gotta let it go here. Really good pass by Como. Actually a tiny bit too tight, but Kaliakamoa deals with it beautifully. What an athletic reach by the 6'5" setter out of Brigham Young. We've talked about his attacking prowess. Sometimes he attacks the ball too much. That time he had really no choice. But still just too good to be stopped. Now NV is 3 points, or maybe even just 3 side outs away. Perfect pass by Suarez off of Hatch. Steal down the line is dug by Wexter, but right on top of the net for August to tap it down. Denmark looking to the official about a reaching over call or something of that nature, but all good there from August in my opinion. And now another substitution in here for Hawaii, number 33 in green, Kyle Grammett, in for Hobus straight up. That's an interesting sub. When you need break points, you need service pressure from somewhere. Hobus is one of Hawaii's best servers. Let's see what Grammett can do in his first action of the match. Perfect pass by Hatch. Hatch on the pipe combination is dug off the tape by Suarez. Break chance here for Nadazhdin. Too far outside the antenna to have a real swing. Wexter off the set from Hatch, off the fingertips of the block and to the floor out of the back row. What a great set by JT Hatch on the second ball. Everybody in the gym thought that was going to Denmark on the left side. And Wexter takes advantage of the late block to put Las Vegas within 2 points of a title. Grammett is going to stay in at outside hitter here for Hawaii, I believe. And he gets targeted there on the Olsen serve, but it goes out of bounds. So 21-23 now. Las Vegas still in control. 2 points away. Got to side out the float serve of Matt August. Wexter out of the back row again, off the outside edge of the Nadazhdin block, looking down the line, and that brings up championship point for Vegas. Just have not been challenged inside out the last couple points. And now at 24-21, Joe Kaliakamoa serving for the tournament. Not a great pass by Grammett. Tough chance for Nadazhdin. He gives up a free ball. This could be it. Denmark, Kaliakamoa, Wexter! Over the top and down, right on the baseline. And Michael Wexter has delivered a VLA Cup title for the Las Vegas Team NV. Not bridesmaids anymore. Vegas is finally the bride after 2 second-place finishes this year. Coach Stefan Brule, Coach Cullen Irons, and Las Vegas have won the 2023 VLA Cup. 3-0 over Hawaii. What a performance. 15-0 in sets goes Las Vegas on the tournament. Not only did they win, they didn't even drop a set along the way. Huge congratulations to Las Vegas and for Ento Hawaii and both of their manager, Christiana Mura. And congratulations to everyone on an incredible VLA Cup tournament. This was as high level of a final as we've ever had in VLA history. But the biggest tournament in league history, 28 men's teams, 8 women's teams. But it is Las Vegas, a 3 seed in their pool in Tier 2. Goes 15-0 in sets to take the title. Congratulations to Las Vegas. We'll present the VLA Cup trophy here very shortly.